just see this as in a space, NASA rocket, how you calculate in a mathematician way, in a philosophical, in a physicist way. And I said, what do you see in this picture? Nobody knew the answer. And I was waiting like 5 minutes. There were like 7, 8 people with co-workers that was thinking about female and men. I don't know what it is. And then I said, all right, guys, I'm going to tell it to you. And then I said, for me, what he's drawing is actually a leaf. And everybody was like, oh, damn, how do you know? They were really like shocked. Like, how did you see those things? So I figured out by myself, they use leaves. The most diagrams you see from the physicist, scientist, they use, and I don't know if they themselves they know that they use a leaf to calculate space-time acceleration, velocity acceleration in the space. How to calculate a mass, an object, a space, a plane in the space. The distance is the sum of time times space. You know exactly the local point where it is, and they use this as from an imitation of a leaf. They use leaf as an imitation to copy, to understand how to calculate things in the universe, in the space. So they use nature, which is the leaf, I don't know if they know it, to calculate something in space. So I was then thinking about, okay, how a plant looks like, etc. And then we have here, and then there's the sun, etc. So that's one thing. It's you have to have you have to have this observation that is just there. So I saw this, right, that all time space diagrams and a lot of other diagrams, they actually draw always a leaf, and we have all sorts of leaves from plants. They use plants, leaf, as reference to, that's why they say they use nature to explain things and how to calculate things. So that was one thing. And then another thing, when Einstein's theory about gravity, I showed in a previous video that mass, matter, information bends space. That's Einstein's theory. And when I saw the theory, matter bends space, I showed you also in a video previously that, maybe you see it right here, that I was capable to, when I watched it, I was capable of to see out of Einstein's theory that Einstein was actually explaining how a human mind works on the planet, and what is what the force is of the human mind that lets the human mind command the body to do an action. That's what, and that's how I see it. That's my theory that I have discovered through Einstein's gravity. I called it hyper, is humans, Einstein's gravity is humans' reality. So when I saw Einstein's theory of gravity, if I put it all to the sum, let me say it like this. When I see scientists, famous scientists, not famous because famous, it's then everybody thinks Hollywood, I don't mean it by significance, pioneers, physicists, cosmologists, astronomers, scientists like Isaac Newton, Johannes Kepler, Einstein, Copernicus, all those pioneers, when I see their theories and how they get into it, I figured out that they explaining actually how a human works. They explaining that how the human works, the human mind. But we think that they are explaining how the universe works. And don't ever forget, the inner is the outer and the outer is the inner. So I figured out that more and more when I see theories from people like Johannes Kepler, Einstein, Isaac Newton, Copernicus, Maxwell, I am somehow, I cannot explain, see in their theories how a human functions inwardly in a psychological field. And the same thing with the famous quote is from Einstein, E equals mc square. He was confirming his theory of gravity with this. His famous quote is E equals mass mc2. E equals mc times 2. With this theory, he confirms his other theory about gravity, and those two theories confirmed my theory, which is that I said it, I think yesterday, that E equals mc is that, let me get it somewhere. I hope the video won't be too long. I think I have to make another video because YouTube doesn't allow you for a certain minute to upload it. So Einstein's theory is energy equals mass c squared. So, and here comes again Jesus, his spirit, in the middle of all, to understand. He's the cornerstone of, it's like me, Jesus, Einstein, or me, Jesus, Johannes Kepler, or me, Isaac Newton, Jesus, Isaac Newton. He is always the cornerstone somehow. Is that energy? Einstein says energy E equals mass c for light squared. And Jesus is saying that you are the light of the world. You are the light. So I take it serious. And by taking it serious, I understood Einstein's theory, E energy equals mc light squared. So that energy is you. The mass is you. The body, your mass, you weigh 80 pounds, 120 pounds, 220 pounds. The mass is you. The energy is you. You're energetic, your energy. And C is light, is also you. Because Jesus said you are the light of the world. You are the light. So, because I took Jesus serious when he was saying it, I understood Einstein's theory about E equals mass and light. So I add to his theory with new terms is IN in brackets pos and neg for positive and negative, and IN is information. I got it right there. So thanks for watching this. This is going to be in 3 parts because I know it takes always so long, and YouTube cannot allow to upload like an hour video because it takes too much time, and you have, I think, only like 20 minutes or 15 minutes time to explain things. But let me sum it really down that you have to take things serious. And if you take this thing serious, that unlocks you other things which you haven't seen before, but it makes you seeing it. But not I can prove if you're serious, or your friend can prove if you're serious, or family or friends can prove that you are serious and honest. Only the spirit in you can prove you. You know? So, and the other thing, what I want to say is, what astronomers do, what scientists do, what physicists do, is when they discover things, when they explain things, when they come out with a new theory, when they come out with an amazing, astonishing theory, a discovery, don't think instantly space, shuttle, universe, and rockets, and machines, and technology. What you have to do is to understand it in the psychological field. And I think this is kind of like, it's like this. Here are the scientists, astronomers, physicists, mathematicians, cosmologists, etc. And here are the humans, right? There needs to be something between to understand that and translate it in a psychological field. And I think that's somehow the cross, or whatever. I think, I hope. So it's and what really this amazing. What I also should say is, I love to be alone. Because I think if I wouldn't be alone, I wouldn't see all those things. Because I know that if you are outside in the world, you are so much chitty chatty, talk, problems, concerns, and people point the finger on you. It's your fault, it's their fault, it's them. You are not free. You're always in moving. It's like when you sit on a bench. To see things clear, you have to climb out, step out of the river and sit on a bench and watch the river and observe. But most people are in the river and struggling and fighting and measuring and hatred and dualism and left and right and fighting, and then puff and then they gone. But you have to be wise to step out of the river, to sit on a bench alone, and you are alone in when it comes in a, let's say it in what people say, you have to be more social. But you know, nobody has to tell you what you do, what you like the best, what you love the best, and where you find joy, love, happiness, and you're okay with it, you know. So that's what I'm saying. You have to climb out of the river, sit on the bench, and watch the river flow. And see the beauty of it. And observe everything. See the whole nature. But if you are in a river with all other people, fighting, measuring, struggle, you don't see nothing. What you create is just hate, always the opposite of the opposite, and all that stuff. So what I can tell you is that the spirit is alive. And the spirit goes only to those people who understand somehow, who has this. Because the thing is, I cannot come to you and say, okay, I believe you believe in God, or I believe you believe in Jesus Christ, because you go every Sunday in church and you do prayer an hour, or you have a cross in your room, or you read a Bible, that doesn't make you that doesn't confirm you believe. Because I cannot witness it. What has to be, what the witness is not a human. The witness is the spirit in itself, and only he can see if you are believing into it and not. And you know, okay guys, I have to stop and make another video. Thank you for watching.